Hello.
Hello, welcome to Scorpion Island. I'm Mylene.
And I'm Johnny.
You join us on day one as 10 daring adventurers take on a series of high-octane challenges in a bid to escape.
And here's exactly what's been going down on this most devious of islands.
This time, the island has decided to reveal a huge secret that it's been hiding for an eternity. 5 stone scorpions.
Legend has it, centuries ago, 5 ancient adventurers tried to conquer Scorpion Island. These adventurers each possessed an individual quality, a power, an imperative skill needed to escape the island. Bravery,
Strength,
speed,
balance,
and stamina. But the island was livid that these uninvited guests had challenged it and mischievously turned them into stone, so they could never, ever escape.
The islanders offered our 10 new intrepid adventurers the chance to represent one of these powers. So, will they do the powers justice and escape, or will they too fail and risk being turned to stone? Only time will tell.
This is their story so far. They've left their friends and families behind them on a mighty quest to take on the devious Scorpion Island.
Their first challenge? To jump from a plane above the clouds, thousands of meters high.
Over 5 heart-stopping minutes, they fell towards Scorpion Island, facing their fears and up for the challenge. Popular Maddie.
Oh, that was awesome. That was one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Oh, it was so fun.
Competitive Abby.
What can I say? Just absolutely phenomenal. You can't describe it with words.
Smart thinker Janardan.
It was amazing. And once that parachute hit, it's just like, whoa.
Friendly Rachel.
I've jumped good over the bus and said I can't do it again. I just want to go back up.
Determined Shire.
11 out of 10. It's not really scary unless you're like scared of heights or anything, but it's amazing really.
Fearless Angus.
I'm ready for the island to put whatever challenges I have to face against me.
Cheeky Harriet.
So lost for words. I just have a massive smile that I can't get off my face.
Born leader Bronte.
I know I'm meant to be brave and all, but this is scary.
Sporty Michael.
It's still so fun. I can't stop grinning.
And fun-loving Brandon.
The best experience of my life. I just can't believe that it just happened.
Once within the island's dense jungles, they learn about the 5 ancient powers that took on the island many years ago, but were turned into stone.
It was up to the 10 adventurers to each win and represent a power in a bid to beat the island and escape. They took each other on in a battle for the powers.
The power of speed was awarded to Shire and Bronte.
Bravery was awarded to Maddie and Abby.
And now it's time for the next battle for the powers. The island is reveling in the fact that it's not giving the adventurers a moment to relax, and there are more battles to be fought. The remaining 6 adventurers are going to have to prove their might in yet another battle for the power of strength.
For strength, I'll mark myself 7 out of 10, as I'm quite strong in places but weak in other places.
I'd have to put myself at a 6 out of 10. I mean, I'm not extremely strong, but I'm strong enough to get through things.
For strength, I'd rate myself about 7 or 8 out of 10.
I would probably rate myself 7.5.
I'm not really like a macho man or anything, but I'm not just wimp. I'm quite tough.
For strength, I'd probably rate myself 2 out of 10. I'm just not strong at all, not in really anything, really.
We'll see.
And to win the power of strength, this is what the adventurers have got to do. They must drag their super heavy scorpion sleds along the length of the track as quickly as possible. But it's not as simple as that. Blocking each of the lanes are 2 scorpion dice, and when they reach them, the adventurers must stop and clip them onto their sleds. The first 2 adventurers to collect both dice and drag their sleds across the finish line win. What a test! Now, let's discover who really are the strongest.
Adventurers, are you ready?
Ready!
take the strain. 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off. Oh, and Janardan's first to reach his scorpion die. Remember, each die they attach to their sled is just going to add to the weight they've got to pull. So this is only going to get harder.
Look at Harriet.
She's the first
Harriet,
one
the
up.
smallest of all, looks like the strongest.
And she's reached her second die, but Janardan is so close behind her. And that's a great burst from Michael. The adventurers are split right down the middle. Brandon, Rachel and Angus are simply taking too long to attach their dice. But at this point, any of Michael, Harriet or Janardan could cross the line first. Now Harriet's racing off. She must really be feeling the burn. But yes, that's it. She's won. And next, it's Janardan, closely followed by Michael. Oh, but hang on. Janardan has made a terrible mistake. Janardan stops pulling a moment too soon, leaving the back end of his sled the wrong side of the line. So while he thinks he's done enough to win, actually Michael has managed to snatch second place. A creditable fourth place for Angus. A quick finish for Brandon, but he can only manage fifth, leaving Rachel to bring up the rear. Well, that was an amazingly fast-paced challenge, but it still managed to pack in the controversy.
You know what? I think we need an action replay.
This challenge quickly became a three-horse race. It was another great performance from Harriet, and this time she didn't even get herself disqualified. She made light work of the sled, quick time with the dice, and nothing was going to stop her winning. Janardan got off to the fastest start and looked like he had second place sewn up, but then failed to pull his sled right over the line. A silly mistake that let Michael, who'd sped up after a really slow start, race past him to glory.
Guys, did you enjoy that round?
Yeah.
It was over very quickly, but it summoned all the strength you had. So Harriet, after the last round, where did that come from?
I don't know. I've never really thought of myself as a strong person, so I'm not sure how I won that one.
Well, you well and truly won it. You were miles ahead. So where do you think you got the strength from?
I don't know really.
You know what I think it was? I think it was because of the last round, the controversy of the last round.
Yeah.
I think you had a point to prove and
Yeah.
you did really well.
Yeah. You feeling proud of yourself?
Yeah.
Well, you should do. There you go. This is for you.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Now, speaking of controversy, this round had a little bit of controversy as well. Because Janardan, you were right there, just behind Harriet, but the back part didn't clear the finish line. So the island has deemed you can't be awarded strength, unfortunately. So the second person to cross the line was actually Michael. Well done.
Thank you.
So well done, guys.
So Harriet and Michael will represent strength in their time on the island.
Now for the next battle for the powers.
There are now only 4 adventurers striving to represent a power.
The island knows that these 4 have virtually nothing left to give, but they'll have to push themselves on in a terrifying battle for the power of balance.
I mark myself 5 out of 10 as I'm quite good at balancing, but sometimes I get a bit wobbly.
For balance, I would rate myself a 9.7.
I can balance and I know where I'm standing and things, but I'm a bit wibbly wobbly sometimes.
Balance, I'd probably give myself a 9 or a 9.5.
And here's how it works. The adventurers lie on top of precarious tubes threaded onto cables, strung high up across the ravine. And they must push themselves and their marker flags as far as they possibly can before reaching the end or toppling off. Sounds frightening enough. Well, this lot have got to do it backwards. Unbelievably scary. The two adventurers who simply make it the furthest win. On those tubes, even the smallest wobble can mean a wipeout. So this is the ultimate test of balance.
Adventurers, are you ready?
Ready!
3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off. Angus has made a good start.
Angus has got his stride already. He's got a really good rhythm.
Imagine how physically demanding this is. Oh, and a bit of a wobble there from Angus, who is racing ahead.
You've got to be very careful not to go too fast, you see, otherwise you will lose your balance.
The adventurers are terrifyingly high up. You would not want to be looking straight down to the base of the ravine. But it seems like Janardan is doing just that. Is it going to break his concentration? Brandon's making steady progress. Oh, but Angus really wobbled there. That could have been a disaster. Look at how much effort Rachel is putting into this.
It's really hard, isn't it?
Well, it's never easy on Scorpion Island.
Oh no,
Angus is down.
Angus has gone. Perhaps going a little bit too quickly.
So Angus went fast and was first to fall. But remember, what counts is how far across the ravine he managed to push his marker flag.
Angus has got pretty far though, so is anyone going to reach his marker? That's the big question.
It's so close, and you can really see the cables starting to bounce. Nightmare.
They're right in the middle now of this valley, so it's like, I mean, they're looking down at an amazing height.
You could fit a 5-story building between the bottom of the valley and the adventurers. Extraordinary.
Go on, Rachel!
Rachel!
Guys, come on, Brandon!
She looks so determined. Oh no, she's off. Rachel was outstandingly focused here. Even when she wobbled over, she kept holding on. But once you're off, you're off. So the question is, did she get far enough across? So it's just Janardan and Brandon left up on the cables.
Is it really hard?
It certainly seems like Janardan is finding it hard. He does not look balanced. Brandon, on the other hand, is taking it slow and steady. Oh dear, now Janardan's taking a tumble. It all happens so fast, but when the wobbles start, there's no stopping them.
So all that's left now is Brandon.
Brandon's out there on a limb.
He looks exhausted, but he's keeping going.
In fact, he actually could reach the very end.
That would be an amazing feat.
He's already won. He just keeps going.
No, but you know what though, Mylene? I think
Go on.
this is to make a statement. I think this is to show the other adventurers that we've got a top dog here.
He's doing it.
He's almost at the end flag.
Brandon's done it. He's won.
Well, there were a few thrills and spills in that.
There certainly were. I think it's time for a rewind.
Angus got off to the fastest start, but his quick pace backfired, as it also led him to wobbling off first. Rachel seemed amazingly focused, but a momentary slip led to her being the next to fall. Janardan seemed very unstable for a large part of his crossing, yet he made it a really long way before he finally tumbled. But this challenger's real hero was Brandon, who pushed himself to his absolute limits. So when we look at the final positions of the adventurers' marker flags, we can see that Angus and Rachel only made it around halfway across the cables. Janardan got around 3/4 of the way, and far out in front is Brandon, who made it right to the end. Incredible work.
Wasn't that the best challenge ever? The tension was insane.
That was so cool. I think Brandon did amazingly well. He went soaring out there in front and definitely deserves to represent balance.
Definitely. I mean, he pushed himself to the max. However, Janardan wasn't far behind him, so of course he too gets to represent balance.
So the powers of balance, bravery, strength and speed have been won. But that still leaves the power of stamina unaccounted for. What'll happen to it, and when will we find out? Only the island knows.
While the island keeps us in suspense, I reckon we should have a look at what happened when the adventurers saw the camp for the first time deep in the heart of the jungle.
Tree camp is set high up in the thick, lush jungle. There are loads of areas to hang out, from cool seats to swinging hammocks.
Unlike tree camp, creek camp has the benefits of being near flowing water. It's an altogether different camp, much lower down the forest track, with cool colours and lots of space to hang out and talk tactics.
Hammock! This is the first time I've seen the campers. I absolutely love them. We've got hammocks and everything. It's so fun. This is great. I just love to chill out here. It's great. Oh, I want to sleep here.
Love the hammocks. So relaxing. Lovely.
I think this new camp is just so jungly and a wicked camp, really cool camp.
Have you seen inside there? It's amazing. Compared to my normal life, this is completely different. It's absolutely fantastic, and you're surrounded by the wildlife, so it makes it even more funky and better. So I'm amazed. I didn't think it'd be this good.
Compared to where I live at home, it's completely different. I mean, at home it's in the middle of a village and it's like an estate and it's all brick and everything. When it's here, it's just out in the open and it's lovely.
Well, that's what they thought of tree camp. Now they're heading over to creek camp.
Oh, this rock!
And this place is like a good place for chilling out. I come from London, and this place compared to my home place is very tropical and very exotic.
It is fantastic. Compared to where I normally live, it isn't exactly as up to date, but what can you say? The island's been around for a few billion years or so, and as far as this is concerned, mankind hasn't changed. So it's done the best it can to come up with this. I am really, really happy with what the island has provided us.
Hello, speaking. Is that the creek?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hey! Go and look. A creek.
I like the creek. It's cooler down here. Yeah, no. So after like
It's more calm.
After a challenge, you can go down there and have a swim.
Yeah, I like this one. It's got my chairs.
I'm staying here forever. It's just overwhelming.
But there'll be little time for rest for our adventurers.
Dark, devious and dastardly. The island is all these things and more. And this time it's laid down the gauntlet to the adventurers in a big way. It really wants to get the measure of them.
The adventurers have the extra pressure of representing one of the 5 powers, and if that wasn't tough enough already, they will have to endeavour to escape the island via helicopter.
However, this time the mischievous island has given our adventurers not one, but 2 different ways to gain an advantage over their rival team over the series. In the first, the island will lay on some incredibly tough island challenges.
These challenges are big, bad and perilous, and certainly not for the faint-hearted.
Accuracy will be tested to the max.
Back.
There'll be incredible feats of dexterity.
Huge huge tests of balance.
However, the island favours the brave, and the winners of these challenges will be awarded precious bags, each filled with the Sands of Time. These represent a time advantage in the final race to escape and could really be the difference between winning or losing.
But there is a second advantage to be won in a new type of challenge, the totem trial. Played out under the watchful gaze of the 5 stone scorpions in the arena of the powers. These mentally and physically demanding challenges will require incredible teamwork and great leadership skills. And winning a totem trial brings great reward, a totem power piece.
Which team will win the most and have the biggest totem power tower after the 10 totem trials? And what vital impact do these pieces have on the final race to escape? At the moment, the island is keeping this a closely guarded secret.
I have no idea what it is because it's just stood there whilst we're doing all the challenges and we're walking around it. We haven't been told what it is yet, so I'm just eager to find out.
So, Sands of Time and totem power pieces will have a huge bearing on the adventurers when they try to escape from Scorpion Island.
As night falls on Scorpion Island, the island fire awakens. This is the oracle of the island, where precious information will be revealed. Burning debates and fiery passions will be evoked at the island fire.
Guys, welcome to the island fire.
Well, we can now reveal that the island is deemed, you will indeed, be split into 2 teams.
Team Sting
and Team Claw.
Now the powers are going to be divided into strength, speed, balance and bravery, but in each team.
Now the first battle for powers was bravery.
Abby and Maddie were awarded bravery.
So could Abby and Maddie please step forward? If you want to come here, guys. Now, how does it feel knowing that you two are going to be competing against each other now?
Nervous and I don't know.
Maddie, do you think you're going to be braver than Abby?
Yeah.
A little bit of competition, I see those eyes. Abby, if you'd like to take your position to my left. Maddie, your position to my right.
Right, the next battle for the powers was speed.
Shia and Bronte were the quickest.
So Shia, Bronte, step forward.
Yes.
Now you guys were absolutely brilliant. How does it feel though to be competing against each other?
I don't want to because we've been really good friends and we wanted to be on the same team because we've got a similar kind of strengths and we could work well together, and now we're on a different team. I really don't want to.
You're devastated, aren't you?
Yeah.
Friendship has been split apart.
Shia, what about you? How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm really upset because we make a good team, but now we're splitting up. It's like devastating because I'm like, oh no, not fair.
That's the island. You never know what it's going to do.
It is.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to have to do it to you. I'm going to ask you to take your place in your team. Shia, the same.
Okay, the next battle for the powers was strength.
Harriet and Michael were the strongest.
Could Harriet and Michael please step forward? Harriet, you completely obliterated everyone else on the strength challenge. Do you think you're gonna, are you confident? Do you think you're gonna obliterate Michael?
I don't know, it's sort of half, sort of.
Okay. How are you feeling, Michael?
Confident.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it.
He's more confident than me.
Yeah? Okay. Oh, well, we'll see how things pan out. Harriet, if you could step to my left. Michael, if you could step to my right. Thank you.
Okay, the next battle for the powers was balance.
Janardan fought valiantly, but was no match for Brandon's superior balance. This incredible effort has left Brandon exhausted, so he's sitting out the island fire.
Now, without Brandon here, I'm going to have to ask you to speak for him and tell me, what did you think of him as a competitor?
I think he did incredibly well. Maybe he might have pushed himself a little bit too far, as we saw at the end.
Well, he pushed himself to the max, didn't he? But you weren't far behind him.
I wasn't far, but I didn't see most of it because the whole time I was there, I didn't want to look down, so I had my eyes closed.
How do you feel now that you're going to be competing against someone who can push themselves to that level?
So excited. I just want to get him.
Oh, wow, I like it.
Wow, you guys don't mess about, do you?
I want to beat him.
So I'm going to ask you to take your place with the rest of the team.
And I'm sure you two will meet again. Now only 2 of you remain, Angus and Rachel. But you guys haven't got a power. So what's going to happen?
Don't know.
I'm clueless.
We're going to find out next time.
Oh, so cruel. Well, if you want to find out what's going to happen, tune into Scorpion Island next time. We'll see you then.
Next time, what's going to happen to Angus and Rachel?
It was terrible. I didn't know what team I was in. I didn't know if I had a power or anything.
I'm still clueless.
We spin the dial of destiny to find out who's in Sting and Claw.
And the captains take on the island's first terrifying island challenge.